Okay, so I have been seeing a lot of discourse around streamer Twitter about going live tweets. Should you delete them after the stream is over? Are they good to keep? I want to talk about the pros and cons for both sides and let you make the decision. So the short answer is it depends, and there's not a right or wrong answer here. Like a lot of things, there's nothing black and white about this, okay? So this was brought up on Twitter, basically saying, don't forget to delete your going live tweets, after your stream is over. You should delete it, when you're live. And there's a couple of reasons that make sense, and a couple of reasons for keeping them. On one hand, a pro to deleting your going live tweets after you're not live is that it makes your profile look a lot cleaner. So if someone is looking through your timeline and they're scrolling, they're not seeing a bunch of going live tweets. Now, if you're someone who doesn't tweet a lot, then this might be a reason to clean up your going live tweets, because it's just a wall of I'm live, I'm live, I'm live, I'm live, I'm live. Now, that being said, you should honestly consider tweeting more than just your going live tweets, because you're really not going to grow your Twitter that way. You're not really going to get people coming over to your stream because you're not really doing anything to get engagement, right? There's a lot better ways to cultivate a following and get people interested in your channel rather than just I'm live playing this game, I'm live playing this game, I'm live playing this game. For one point to delete your going live tweets, I would say, if you have a lot, if you look through your own feed and you see that a lot, could be good to clean up. Now, on the flip side to that exact point, if someone is checking out your profile and they don't see any going live tweets, they might wonder if you actually do stream. Do you stick to your schedule? It says you stream 5 days a week, but you haven't tweeted a going live tweet in like a month. Now, I don't think that's like a huge deal, because I don't think someone's gonna go that far back and make all these judgments about you. So I don't think it's a big point, but it is something worth considering, a thought process of like, does this person actually still stream? Okay, so let's talk about a different point. Deleting your going live tweets can help build reliability with your audience. So if they see the live tweet, they trust that you're live. And if they don't, then that means you're offline, right? So if I see a going live tweet and it's 6 hours later, and I'm used to this person deleting their tweets, I can just trust that person's live. Now, this is another point that I think is kind of minor in the grand scheme of things, because you'd have to like train your audience to understand that your going live tweets are reliable. And I think for the most part, people kind of make a judgment about if they see a tweet that's like 6 hours or 8 hours old, they might not even bother engaging with it anyways. Now, Twitter's algorithm will often serve tweets that are 18 hours old. And it's so, I think a lot of us are pretty much used to examining the age of a tweet and kind of writing it off. On top of that, going live tweets don't typically get much engagement anyways, especially later on. Twitter doesn't really serve going live tweets 18 hours later as often. So people this might not even be a problem that is existing right now. One thing to be careful about with getting to the habit of deleting tweets is actually deleting sponsored going live posts. So if you have a deliverable where you have to tweet that you're going live with a certain game, include the hashtag ad, that's something that you definitely do not want to delete and could actually end up getting you in trouble with your sponsor, because they want that to stick around. They want those impressions. They want any impressions that they're gonna get. So if you accidentally delete tweets that are sponsored, that can really affect future opportunities and get you into trouble, and potentially even cut your pay from that opportunity. So just be careful if you are deleting your going live tweets. If it's related to a sponsor, don't delete those. Never delete those. They do not want them deleted, trust. Now, another downside to deleting tweets is it can hurt your analytics a little bit. So every impression or engagement is a boost to your discoverability. It's a chance to get you discovered. And it's also great data to make yourself more valuable to pitch to brands. That being said, yes, going live tweets aren't your most popular tweets that have the most impressions and engagement, but that stuff does add up. If you stream every single day and you get a couple likes, maybe a couple retweets every single day, and you're just deleting a month's worth of tweets, 30 tweets a month, I mean, that can really add up, right? So yeah, I mean, those are just, I think, something to consider. Okay, so something else to consider is actually like how you go about doing the going live tweet. This is something that I could go on a whole tangent about, but basically, if you're just saying that I'm live, come watch, then okay, yeah, maybe delete those because those aren't really, like, again, the best tweets. But if you spend more time developing your going live tweets, making them more descriptive, adding like a clip or media, spending a lot of time on it, making it kind of more interesting for people to engage with, again, that's just going to improve your discoverability. It's going to improve your analytics. It's going to improve your engagement on those tweets. And that's really all valuable stuff right there. So I would say if you're using Twitter, don't just use it to spam going live tweets and then deleting them. Like, actually use them and try to tweet like at least once a day, something not going live, so people can get to know you, so people can interact with you, and so people see value in your profile and in your account and following you, right? Like, if you're just a going live alert system, then I mean, there's only so much that people really care for that, right? Like, I mean, okay, you're not really doing anything to grow your brand or grow your stream. So I sometimes will delete tweets if I feel like it's cluttering a scroll or two down my profile, or if I'm doing a going live tweet that's a bit off brand. So if I go live with some juicy streamer news, I like to keep those tweets up because it shows people who land on my profile that I stream Twitch news. I cover these topics. It aligns with my brand. If I tweet about, you know, Twitch's ad incentive program and my thoughts on it, and then I go live with it, I want people who land on my profile to see that I stream this stuff, so that they come, and even if I'm offline, they'll want to follow me because they see that I cover this on stream as well. So that's pretty much how I handle it. Like, if I have done a couple of going live tweets in a row and I haven't tweeted much, then maybe I'll clean it up a little bit. But long story short, it's not absolutely critical to delete your going live tweets after you're done streaming. It really does depend on a couple of different factors, how your profile looks, and it's not a must do or a must not do. You can kind of do a little bit of both. Maybe clean it up, you know, if it starts to build up, but you don't have to go back 6 months and delete old going live tweets. It just doesn't make any sense. So don't waste your time on that. If it makes sense to you, do it. If not, it's okay. Like, no one is going to unfollow you because they saw your going live tweet and you weren't live. Maybe there's a chance that they find your going live tweet and maybe you weren't live, but again, maybe they'll follow you and be like, hey, wow, this person's doing a you know, a Fallout playthrough. I want to watch that. I'm gonna make sure to follow them. Does deleting tweets affect getting verified? I don't think so. I don't think it would affect getting verified. But it can, like I said, it can affect your impressions. Like, for me, I get like, you know, 20 to 30 retweets on a going live tweet, and, you know, probably like 10,000 impressions. Like, that stuff's gonna add up. Tweets are indexed by Google, Bing, and other search engines. You could be affecting your SEO if you delete tweets. That's a good point too, C#. Yeah. Some content creators take selfies for their live tweet, which is smart since it adds a reason not to delete it. Yeah. If you work on making your going live tweets engaging, then you will see that it has value in keeping. You'll start to see that because you'll get comments and more likes. And again, if you're tweeting going live several times a week and you're deleting, you know, 15 to 30 tweets a month, I mean, that stacks up. Like, for me, if I tweet, you know, if I get 10,000 impressions, where's my calculator? 10,000 impressions on a going live tweet, and I tweet 12 times a month, I mean, that's over 100,000 impressions that I'm just throwing away. And also, you know, Twitter does reward tweeting regularly. I mean, honestly, several times a day. Twitter wants you to tweet a lot. And a lot of algorithms, TikTok wants several videos a day. Instagram, several posts a day. Like, obviously, it's not sustainable to do all this, and social media platforms are kind of like, I feel like they're trying to pull you towards them and like suck you in and make you like life committed to them. Like, I mean, even Twitch, like streaming, like, I mean, not streaming multiple times a day, but you have to stream for multiple hours in a row, definitely multiple times a week to get growth. Here's a whole other tangent, okay? I talked about this on Twitter. I said, perfection can definitely be the enemy of good when it comes to streaming and innovating our content. We get overwhelmed by the big picture, by all the things we need to do to achieve our vision. If this sounds like you, here's your sign to take the first step and just go for it. So this is definitely a message to myself, because I get so stalled on big projects or big visions because I want it to be perfect. I don't want to mess up. I want to just get to the end game, and that stops me from even starting. So this was like a lot to myself, but this also applies to not only products for your stream, but also like YouTube videos, like having it perfectly edited with the perfect thumbnail, or a TikTok video that's perfectly cut. If you are a major content creator and you have a team that can help you do all these things, then you're gonna probably do all these things. But for the most part, most of us don't have unlimited resources to spend all the time and money in the world to make sure everything is perfect. And you shouldn't really do that. Social media platforms and their algorithms really value quantity, posting frequently and consistently. If you're trying to make every piece of content you do absolutely perfect, then you're going to burn out, because the time and energy that you're spending being obsessed with perfection is going to tire you out eventually. And also, you're just really kind of missing out on value. There is definitely a fluid balance between quantity and quality, and it's not always strictly quality is better. It's not. You gotta, I think, make a little bit of a sacrifice, and it's warranted to make a bit of a sacrifice on your quality to get your quantity up, okay? You gotta find this teeter-totter balance. So if you're stalling out on making like a YouTube video and it's slowing you down, just put it out there. Just put it out there, get it out there. You're gonna learn, you're going to build some like, you know, consistent content. You're gonna get a schedule out there. People are gonna value that. You're gonna get discovered more. It may not be absolutely perfect, but if you grow, you will earn more money and then have more resources to hire an editor, hire someone to make thumbnails, you know, pay a mod to like clip and use those clips for TikTok. Like I feel like a lot of creators kind of see what the big creators do and they try to emulate exactly that, and you cannot do that because you don't have the same resources. They are not doing everything by themselves, and if they are, it's because it's their full-time job and you're probably balancing kids or another job or school or something. Okay, it's just not feasible, and it's really not healthy to just spend your whole 1000% of your life creating the absolute peak content. Now, there are obviously exceptions to the rule. You'll say, what about this person? What about like ContraPoints? Like, you know, putting out one video a month or one video a quarter. It's like, okay, but that's totally different, and that's an exception, not the norm, okay? So don't try to like be like, well, what about this person? Okay, that's not how social platforms work, and that person is way more successful and popular than you are. So don't emulate them. And as you create and edit that content, you'll get efficient and better at it also. Yes, if you keep repeating the process, you start to build a workflow. It starts to come more naturally to you. You know, and again, it does help with your discoverability. So quality, not strictly better than quantity. Find that balance. Obviously, if you have like a trash mic, it doesn't matter how often how long you're streaming, right? It doesn't matter how many videos you're posting on TikTok. If your mic just sounds like a potato, then you're probably not gonna grow. So find that balance. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, that's my take. So let me know what you guys think about that, and if you guys delete your going live tweets or not, and your reasons why. I mean, I'd love to hear what you guys have to say.